Okay, let's take a deeper look now at how vSphere 7 with Tanzu works. We're going to look at workload control plane and how the Tanzu Kubernetes grid service and the other platform services work. Start off with a basic ESXi cluster. So nothing special here. We've got ESXi hosts. Maybe we've formed them into a standard vSphere cluster. We have vCenter 7, and you don't have to do anything special. There's to have this WCP service, this workload control plane service there. It's embedded. And you can go to your vSphere client and you'll see the option to enable the workload control plane service. And once you enable that, it does a couple key things. And so it creates this Kubernetes control plane running on virtual machines in this logical entity we call supervisor cluster. And the other thing that it does that you notice may have changed is these ESXi hosts now have something on them called a spherelet, right? And so let's think, what does the Kubernetes cluster consist of? There's essentially, if you have all the virtual machines that provide or physical machines that make up a Kubernetes cluster, what do they consist of, right? It's a control plane functionality, and then you need worker nodes. And your worker nodes have something on them called a kubelet, right? And so when we enable the supervisor cluster with WCP, we create our control plane, as this was formerly known, just confusion, as the master. And fortunately, it's changed that terminology. So, but if if you've learned about Kubernetes, or if you go out, you'll still see the older terminology, just because this has been a very recent change. So just familiarity. So here's the control plane, and then we are able with this spherelet to turn our ESXi nodes into our worker nodes for the cluster. So you could think of the ESXi as our worker nodes, and this together makes up our supervisor cluster. And once you have that, you're able to provision Kubernetes clusters, right? Now this is a simplified view, so let's go ahead and dive in a little bit deeper.